Gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Samplin' Samples, or of course, double S for short. Now, my last episode was of course on Atelier Cologne's Minstrel Patchouli, a well-known niche brand, of course, in their newest release. I love reading the comments below on these type of videos. Definitely chime in. I love hearing the good, the bad. And we had, of course, a nice visit from a fellow reviewer, Frunkinator. Came on board and gave his 2 cents on Minstrel Patchouli. He loves it. I hate it. I don't hate it. I just feel it's not worth the dough. And this is what's great about our hobby, right? I love coming on the camera and letting you guys know what I feel about it, but my word ain't gold, boys. I might say it's a 10 out of 10, but it might be a snoozer for you and the other way around. But that's the great thing about our hobby. You know, I respect Frunk. Great nose. We just have different tastes. That's it. But definitely, Samplin' Samples, great. I love this series. Why? Well, I'm going to talk about niche brands that we all know, like Atelier Cologne's, and then brands that maybe none of us has heard about. This is what I do with my sampling sprees. You know, I'm going to get a couple samples from niche brands that I know of, like new releases or fragrances that I want to check out from them. But also, I'm going to go with the obscure. I'm going to go check out a brand that I've never heard of, get a couple samples from them and see what they're all about. And this is one of them. This is a brand called Omnia Profumo, and they're kind of new to me. I got a couple samples from them recently, and this is their newest, or one of their fragrances, called Platino. Now they have women's fragrances, men's fragrances. I don't know if this is unisex or on the women's side of things, but it's definitely in the middle here. Not a men's release per se. So definitely check them out and see what you think about it. I'm pretty sure there's nothing on YouTube on this brand, and I'm sure most of you have never heard of them, and this is what Samplin' Samples is all about. See if we can find a gem or a new brand that we can definitely sniff out. So a story about this fragrance, the backstory on how I got this sample. Usually this is what happens. Note breakdowns sometimes sell me on a fragrance, either sample wise or full bottle wise. There's sometimes I take a look at note breakdown and I'm like, sold. I don't even care how much it is. The note breakdown is amazing. This one has a unique note breakdown. They sold me at least on a sample, on a $4 sample. Now the first note that really caught my eye, that's really interesting, unique. I know this might be a marketing ploy, but the note was whipped cream. Yes, you heard me right. There's a note of whipped cream in Platino. Now also joining, of course, the whipped cream, there's vanilla, coconut, caramel, almond milk, jasmine, and mimosa. So those are really interesting note. I really think this note breakdown is going to give me something really creamy, milky, really white, lots of sweetness, perhaps even gourmandish. That's pretty much my prediction on Platino. Now I've worn this a few days now. I've didn't exhaust my sample yet. I still have another wearing on it. I'm going to bring it overseas and actually do that last wearing. But I wore it twice now, and I have it on my hand right here. I just put it on my hand like maybe half an hour ago. Pricing for a bottle of this is pretty pricey. 100 mils, you're looking at $145. So $150 is pretty high up there. For niche, it's in the middle of the road. So let's see what my impressions were of Platino. Now, smelling my hand right now, man, this thing is exactly what I predicted. It's really sweet, it's white, milky, creamy even. Throw in sweet again, I gotta say it twice. You can really smell the whipped cream. I don't know if it's my mind playing tricks on me. I'm pretty sure the whipped cream comes from like that vanilla, coconut, jasmine kind of working together, kind of giving you that sweetness of whipped cream and that whiteness. Very, very sweet from the get-go. Gourmand lovers, rejoice on this one. This one is going to be right up your alley. It's very sweet, punching. The almond gives it a nice hint of nuttiness. I felt a little bit of nuttiness. I know it's not, I believe it's almond milk, but I felt a little bit of nuttiness in here, like it does with a lot of my vanilla scents. You're gonna feel a lot of nuttiness with almond, vanilla. I could think of a fragrance that has that kind of like Givenchy's pie at the end of it. Kind of has like a almond, like vanilla-like combo. Those work very well together. It was very rich, and I'm kind of counting the calories as we speak right now. There's a bit of caramel once it dries down a little bit, and it supports the already sweet theme, so it's going to be really, really sweet all the way through. And it kind of makes me think of icing more than whipped cream now. Definitely in the mid, it started thickening up. Whipped cream kind of has that fluffiness to it. In the mid, it kind of thicked up a little bit of thickness with that caramel and a lot more of those notes, so it had more depth to it, but it's still very, very sweet. And after 4 to 5 hours, and then it goes back, like it dries down, of course, on your skin, and then it goes back to the whipped cream simplistic sweetness to the fragrance. Less thick, of course, and of course milky. Now the coconut was missed in the first hour or so of this fragrance. Once it kicks in, sometimes it gives this whole vibe, a suntan lotion vibe that coconut sometimes does to fragrances. On top of the gourmandish, baked good type of feel to this fragrance. It ends with a milky almond with a tad of white musk. Overall, this fragrance kind of gourmandish, white, calorie-inducing type of fragrance. Now, staying power of this fragrance, great. It gave me 7 hours easily. Projection, pretty solid too. I wore it mostly in my home, and it was getting noticed around the house. So that's a really good thing about this fragrance. The good. This is great for lovers of almond, milky vanilla scents. Gourmandish lovers, of course. That's the good. The bad. This could be too sweet for some. Very simplistic for others. This is not really there wasn't really much going on in this fragrance, and of course a little too feminine. These almond milky-like fragrances might not be for everybody, and it could go more into the feminine side of things. So women out there, if you like these type of vanilla bombs with almond kind of going into it, a little bit of coconut, this is something interesting for you. My final take on this fragrance, is it bottle worthy now? Am I going to get another sample, or is it just a complete pass? For me, this fragrance was kind of middle of the road. I'm not too sure about it. I'm probably going to get another sample just to gauge it a little bit more. Not that it's a very complex scent, but I really want to know if it's really worth my dough. I really like these over-the-top sweet scents. I do have a sweet tooth, like you guys know. But this has been done before. I've smelt a lot of this. This is not unique. It's solid in production value as far as longevity and projection goes. So I'll give it another try. It's solid, but I wasn't really blown away, guys. So definitely check out Platino by Omnia Profumo. Another Sampling Samples video. See you, YouTube.